Let's build the Haunted Mansion by Lego Disney. This is set number 40251. And I mostly think this is an April Fool's joke than anything else because it is a micro build. Nothing wrong with micro builds, they're just, well, small, and although it does come with a minifigure. So, I don't know how I'm going to break this build down. I don't know if I'm going to build it in one piece, or am I going to do it, one video, or am I going to split down into two? So I need to get me a time started here, and it's 12:41 a.m. in the morning, so guess what? It's another bedside build. And you do get this color instruction manual. Let's pre-screen it for our safety. So basically that's what it is there. And yeah, it's not looking too good. And this one does have stickers. So when I did the unboxing of this set, I was like, cool, we got this stuff in here. And the more I unboxed it, the more I was kind of cringing on it. And now, seeing that I'm trying to get it done, you can pretty much tell my excitement with this. So now we got to put the skirt on. So first we got to do is do the minifigure. And sometimes I always hated skirts because sometimes they're a pain in the rump to put them on. So they're like this, and you gotta tuck them around, and you gotta multitask. Yeah. Although I'd rather do this than work, but I always get a question here and there. Well, Jay, Lego gives you these, and you're still complaining. Well, here's the deal. When it's something like this, I could be doing a tutorial or a mock or something, in its place. And so I guess this is supposed to be part of his jacket. Thought it was a skirt, but hey, it is what it is. And we are still in the 100s out here. Now, I'm not sure who this is. We get very little info on this stuff, so I have no clue. Some take what I say seriously. Just remember, I don't know half this stuff. All right, I'm a mock builder, and it is what it is. Okay, we got this gentleman put together. So we can put him in the back. You can take a back seat there. And haven't built the campground yet. Why? Well, I'll leave it up to your imagination, but yeah. So, what's everyone up to, huh? Making sure that the camera is actually recording without giving me errors. I did clean a bunch of it off, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Alright. Now, just as a fair warning, I'm not really into micro builds. To me, minifig scaled, but micro builds, not so much. And when I was doing the part exploration, it was kind of boring. Usually very seldom. Like the first bag or two, it was fine, and after that it started getting boring going through the parts. It was the same old thing. So, we're going to give this set a whirl. Remember, this is different than just looking at the parts. The parts could be boring and the build could be great, So if you're one of those that gets a little offended, I'm sorry, but, I've been known to be blunt and not sugarcoated. So we don't know how the build's going to be yet. And we are missing... Oh, I already have it there. My bad. I'm not paying attention tonight. So, been kind of working on some summer fun stuff. I think you guys and gals are going to like... we have a vehicle for July, and we have a vehicle for August. Well, by the time you watch this, it's probably already been released, but I think you'll like the new stuff coming out. Making sure it matches the picture. Sometimes just hold it up to it and make sure. Yeah, you just got to check. I'll tell you, since I've been trying to restore my car, and car restorations are not really my forte, it's just like building a Lego MOC. It's just trying to find the right pieces. Sometimes, especially if you're driving a 25, 30-year-old vehicle, you're not going to be able to find all the parts, so you try to find stuff as close to it as you can, or if you want to, and you really want to spend the money or the time, you can 3D print parts. But it's not really OEM. But you have to kind of piece it together. So here's the base. I'm taking it that this is just a display piece, like another shelf hog. And so far, I'm seeing a bunch of good plates going to waste here, because I could use those for furniture builds. And a lot of my fans are like, well, you're going back to MOCs? Yeah, or not MOCs, but reviews. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's part of the gig, but then again, this is also where I usually source parts from to begin with. So it's usually how it goes. So far, bag one's not too bad. And we're just about getting done here with the parts for this one. So maybe this may be just a one sitting build. Usually I don't want to go too long on these and exhaust myself. Alright. In fact, I got a question asked or a comment saying, wow, you actually work? Usually most AFOLs, this is their full-time gig. And I'm like, and they're like, half your age, Jay. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to work. And some of them mentioned, a few of them to me. I'm like, oh yeah, those guys, they have a spouse or a significant other that supports them. I have to do it at home myself. So, but this is just merely for fun. This is just like, to fill in the voids of, the nighttime. It's better than sitting in front of the computer. Like earlier I was playing some Minecraft, and that's what I did, and now it's like, I'll play more Minecraft. I want to put something together, so, well, here we are. So far this little build, well, yeah, it's little so far. When I looked at the box, I'm like, well, it's like judging a book by its cover. You don't want to judge the build by the box. I know Lego's starting to scale down packaging, so don't expect big sets to come in big boxes. Let's see how this goes. And that's what we're doing. Don't get me wrong, micro builds do have a place in a Lego City. They can be used for mini models, like if you're building a miniature golf course or something. Well, looks like we're getting close here. So, well, I thought that tile fell. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to tear that whole thing apart to get that out of there. Okay, and it's supposed to be like that. Yes, it is. Okay, making sure you get to see it. And we get plenty of these number 2 plates. ENC and green. So I don't know what I would use those for yet. So we get a minifigure for a non-minifigure build. And, you know, it's like, why? Yeah. There's another one of these I can't talk about now because I'm doing them in order. And it's a really good build. I think it looks fun on the box. I can't really say it looks like a good build. Lego sent it to me for review, and I'm thinking, that looks fun. Well, you know, I haven't built it yet, but it looks fun. So guess what we'll be doing? We'll be doing some fun stuff, hopefully. No, it's not a friend set. It looks fun than that. So friend sets are fun to put together. I know a lot of dudes hate them. Well, there's some, I've been finding out there's more guys who buy them just for the rare exotic parts. You know, us dudes who actually go out and buy those, we know what we're looking for, you know. We just, sometimes the builds are good, it's just the colors are hideous. And that's it for bag one. That's what we get there. That didn't take too long. How long did that take us? Wow, only took 10 minutes. Hopefully we'll get this done in one sitting. Okay, we'll see. Let's do bag two. Okay. Alrighty. And yes, you know what? My professional sorting trays. Numbered for easy build. Okay. So bag two. And oh, here's the sticker sheets. I knew we'd find it. It's not too bad. Like I said, I don't like stickers, but if it's very minimal, I'm fine with it. And I'm learning to start growing to put stickers on things, but when it's stuff that I buy for parts, like if I go to like a big box store and buy it, no, I will not put stickers on that stuff. That's for my own use. If Lego provides it to me, I have to do this. If I buy it for myself, I don't have to. And I got to do 4 of those. Cool. So, let's start making an assembly line real quick. Now, if you're new here and stuff like that, I do tend to do this. So if you're building along or just watching this, you don't have to do the assembly line method. You can do this any way you wish. Any way at all. You know, some say that their method is the right way. For me, I'm going to tell you it's the method that works for you, how to build a set. It's just like building a MOC, you know, it's how you want to build it. It doesn't matter how I do it. It matters how you want to build it. So I'm going to have to painstakingly put this together 4 times. Okay. So I'm taking it, these are little windows here. Yeah, it's been getting pretty toasty out here and working on my car. You know, when you work on something old, oh, that brick, oh, that's right, it goes like this. Sometimes you're opening up a whole new can of worms. So sometimes I'm like, I didn't see it. As long as it mechanically works, I didn't see it. That's a flat tile, we gotta hang on to that. Yeah, I notice more and more, I'm getting a few more subscribers on this channel, which is cool. So, and there's actually some out there who watch these videos all the way through, which is really nice. I appreciate it. Because, like I said, maybe we'll do the house builds, even if really anybody comments, but maybe somebody can sit back and just doze off to it or something, you know, my thought process behind it. I just got to find a really good build that makes it interesting. Oh, okay. Whoa, we put this one on backwards. Whoopsie, we're going to have to fix that. Just swap those right out and flip it right around. No one will ever know we did that. No one will ever know. And then we put a plate and a tile. So doing it this way is a lot faster but but you're prone to make mistakes. So just read ahead a little bit. And so just by when I was going through the bricks, I was bored with going through the bricks stuff. This didn't look too exciting, but building this so far, it's you know, like, is this repetitious? If I had to build a bunch of it in every step, I would be kind of annoyed. And I'll let you know if it's getting annoying. Right now, it's an okay build. I have nothing bad to say about it yet. Alright, and then these go in the build. So alright. So these sit on the plates. Alright, so far so good. Alright, now we're doing something a little different here, so and just kind of watching how things are going here. Wait, are those corner pieces white? Oh, there we go. I don't think I have these in white. There's just only two on these corners and not the other ones. Yeah, so this set does have a lot of good small parts if you're building very small stuff. Now when it comes to this, you notice I've been taking a flat brick and just pressing this on the table. This kind of mushes everything down. Just looks a little better to do that if you keep all your bricks lined up. Can't remember what YouTuber taught me that. It was an OG Lego builder. Been around on YouTube for a long time, and I think he kind of retired. Well, not retired, but going through school and stuff. And you know how people are, they usually grow out of this. And that usually happens, you know. Someday I'll end up getting tired of doing Lego and move on to something else. I mean, I've been leaning more towards writing up my own building guides, so it may happen. I don't know when, but it may. I'm going to start separating some of these pieces now. But don't worry, it's not going to be like I'm going to stop doing tutorials today. Okay. Okay, it looks like it goes here. Oh, silly of me, I forgot this step up here. Yep, must be one of those nights again, guys and gals. Let's start pulling out all these plates and stuff and organize things. You know, I'm kind of getting a little lost here. I'm trying to find a flat tile, and oh, there it is. Oh, there's one right there in front of me too. And then so it goes there. Now it looks like the picture. Okay. So now it's starting to get, yeah, it's starting to get a little tedious with the small stuff. So this goes right here. Oh, that doesn't make sense. So I guess it does. Alright. That wasn't too bad. Oh, we got to make two of those. Oh, we just need to make one and shove this one here. like that. So there must be something that's going to get supported on there. And we got to do more windows. Let's read ahead, make sure we're not building two. So this time I really need to pay attention here. And you know, sets like this though, they usually have some good building techniques that you could use in your own builds. So usually that's always a good thing. You just have to take your time and build. And sorry if my hands are getting in the way. Let me go check the camera. Oh, we're good. I cleaned off a bunch of memory, but oh, you never know. My 4K camera, this is just the 1080. The 4K one, one of the memory cards in it went bad, and like it just was giving me errors, and I thought, well, I noticed more and more people don't like the 4K videos, so I just switched it back to 1080, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I'll just use my little handy cam. I need to replace this one eventually. It's getting pretty old, and you know, I don't really use a lot of the features on this one because I just use it for point and shoot. That's really what I use it for, just to point and shoot video, and then I use an editor for all the fancy stuff, if you want to call it that. You know, let me... Now I can see exactly what I'm doing. I was looking over my shoulder or whatever, looking over the side here, like, what am I doing on the viewfinder? No, that's... I want to make sure that you get to see the things too that I see. The whole point about these is for you to see what I'm doing. If I didn't want you to see what I'm doing, I would have kept it all hidden from you. I wouldn't have done these. Okay. So far the build is, it's okay. Okay, nothing bad. It's just what I consider. It's a little more on the tedious side if you're not into small parts. So just, you know, throwing that out there if you're not a fan of little bricks. You know, I'm not sure. This is age 12 and up. Well, today it's for adults. Okay, this goes right here. So we got one more spot here to fill in. I don't know what we're doing with the back. Okay, now things are getting a little repetitious. So yes, this build is starting to become a little repetitive. You know, it's starting to, you're doing pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. And this is a 2-story, so obviously we'll be doing this again. So yeah, it's not really it's not really friendly here in terms of excitement. This is probably not going to be the most exciting build I've done. Even the minifigure who's taking a nap right now is agreeing with me. He's over there just looking all sad and depressed, like, yeah, they were supposed to build me a mansion, not a doghouse. Well, I can't agree with you anymore. Alright. Yeah, I was thinking about places I'd like to go. And I was thinking, I remember when we used to go camping and we would actually, you know, my family doesn't really like doing any of the hiking stuff, but when they do, we'd pull off the road and kind of take a look around in an area. And to me that was like eye and mind candy. Just to kind of stop and take a breather from sitting in the car and looking at things. That's not too bad. It looks like the lights are on inside. We're going to have to use this now. Looks like it goes right about here. Okay. Okay, so there's an 8 that goes... Wait. Okay, we're in the back side. And it's right in front of these doors, so I'll put this on top. Okay, we'll set that there, and there's a 3x3 that goes here. Okay. By looking at it at this angle, this plate looks like it belongs there. Oh. Okay, you're going to be tempted to put that there. Now you have to leave a little 1x1 opening there. That was the first thing I did. I was looking at it thinking, that just doesn't look right. At least now we're getting to some bigger pieces. Yeah, when I signed up for it, they asked me if I wanted Lego Disney, and I'm like, sure. You know, those are always fun to put together. And I thought they were more like the sets you know, like retail sets you'd find like in a store. And not micro builds. Although the next set that I'm going to be putting together, that is something that looks fun. But like I said, I got to get this one done first. We have our obligations we have to do. So we'll have to do this one, and then we'll do the fun one. I don't think I'm going to last that long, but I think... Okay, I put that wrong piece in there. Haven't hit any of the big stuff yet, like the really big pieces, so these are all going to be out of alignment, so I'm just going to take that 1x4 and smooth that out. And looks good so far. Looks good so far. Yep. We're getting there. Okay. Sticker, sticker, sticker. Sticker on the wall. So we gotta put 3, 1, 3, and 5 on brown tiles. Well, we're doing number 5 first, and the purple goes on the top. So I think this has to be some kind of artwork. Something. Yeah, so you're putting, see how crooked I got that on there? I'm trying to get it off, and that just knocked it down 1 rating point, so this is already going to get an 8. Remember, when I start these builds, they start off at a 10. And I think I've only gave 1 set of 10. And when I have to sit here and fight these, the ratings go down. So this sticker here is kind of marred up, but there it is. And 5 goes right here. I don't know if it's really critical or not, but... And we gotta put in 3, which goes in the middle. It's just getting these things to line up. That is the issue, because they're so small. I mean... This is not meant for little kids, I'll tell you that much. Jay, you're gonna give that a low rating? Yep. Everything starts off at a 10. This is already at an 8, because I had to fight that. Alright. Now, these are going to look crooked. You just take a brick, slide them in there, and that's... Or you can just do it on the top, too. They're straight now. Must be like some wall art. So we got that out of the way. Okay. And then we got to put a shelf in here with some goodies on it. So we'll get that going here. We got ourselves a little candle, a little flame. These little flame pieces are pretty cool. Oh yeah, I had in the comment, your hands look gross and disgusting. Why would I want to watch one of your tutorials? Now my new default is, when they say that, I'm just like, I have the building guides. I have the building guides for sale. They don't respond back. Like, I'm sorry. So I think this is just meant like for microplay. And yeah, I mean, that's what I think this set is. But I mean, really, if somebody doesn't like my texture of my fingers or whatever, then I'm not wearing gloves. I'm sorry, but and there's a 1x1 that goes here. At least we're getting to big bricks again. Well, I spoke too soon. We got to put that right there on that yellow. Yeah, it may look funny on your screen. I'm trying to build it where it makes sense to me. Okay, there's actually 2 studs that go on top of that. I think I skipped a step here. Because there is a bunch of studs that need to go on all this. I gotta go back and look it up here. Let's see. Wow. Alright. I skipped a whole step. That's my fault. So we got to come in here and cake all this with studs. I mean, literally. You need 22 studs. I mean, that's my fault there. It's not Lego's fault. And then one of the steps you have to do is put the tile in there, but we're going to do that later. I don't think an hour has passed, but I'm just debating if I should just do this all in one sitting and just to, you know, complete the job tonight and then film it another night. What I try to do though is I try to film the reviews before I start the next one, and stuff like this, it's still fresh in my mind. It's usually easier to do that, just to film the review and get it out of the way. Looks like it's about 22. That took a while. Yeah, so when I do the review, I mean, the thing I'll point out is like, okay, you have a lot of little, I mean, you just got tons of little pieces. You know, so if you're not into little pieces, this is a set that I would honestly stay away from. I mean, some hate my honesty, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, we got to put a bunch of these little windows in. They don't have glass in them. I think they're just meant for arches around the porch and stuff. So there's one in the back there too. Yay, isn't this fun? Instead of building an awesome tutorial, we're building this. Although I don't have to sit there and say, well, place a 1x4 here, place a 1x2x2 wall element with arched window. I don't have to do that and tell you the quantity of them. Like, take 7 of these, set them there. That's probably about the biggest piece we put in here so far since the base. And then we're going to have to really mush that in there. Don't press too hard, it's a plate. And we still got some parts in here. Well, we have a couple of the trophies. We have 4 of them in here. I don't know if we missed any of them or what. Okay, there's 2 trophies that go inside the box, the thing back here. So I skipped one. Alright. There's so many parts you don't really know, huh? Just one that goes back in this corner here. So we still get a good generous amount of little pieces. These trophy pieces will come in handy. Okay. So far that's from bags 1 and 2. And I've been working on this now for about 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just blast through it. Get it done so I can get it out of my life. I want to do the fun one, not this one. This one's... Yeah. For me, I'm not a micro scale builder. I'd like to... Minifig scaled, yes. Micro builds, no. I'm not really much of a micro build person. Start setting these off here. Okay. Okay, good. We get more of these big bricks we're going to need. Should build this on that turntable I use for the reviews. It's actually got a lip to it, so I could use that and not have to worry about the parts rolling off anywhere. Yeah, so bedside reviews are always cool, or bedside tutorials, bedside whatever I've been doing here. Alright, I'm looking for a 1x1 plate. There it is. Yep, lots of little parts. So yeah, sometimes if you're stuck, just start separating pieces on the table and just put them in groups. And then what that does is when you start rifling through the parts, you can actually start finding the parts you need real quick, because then you're not fighting over a bunch of the other stuff. Like right now I'm looking for a 1x4 modified plate that fits there. and I really don't, oh, here it is. So once you start thinning things out, you know, all right. Corner plate, there. See, I pulled that out so it was easier to find. Alright. So obviously I'm going to tell right now we're going to be adding windows and stuff to this. So grab a couple of those. I still need to go down and get me a haircut. It's starting to get pretty long, like it's starting to flip. Almost like one of those TikTok kids with the, like my hair just naturally flips out. And, you know, wouldn't bother me so much, but, you know, it just doesn't look age appropriate. Although I don't really care most of the time, but, you know, how I guess the younger kids now, they have the bangs flipped out. That's what mine looks like. Looks like I wore a hat all day. And it just feels funny. Although it makes me look like I'm in my late teens, but you know. Oh, I just noticed this. These are in sand green now. I didn't know those even existed. I may have to pick a few of those up for my own self. Whoa, where are you going? Let's put that there first since you want to walk around. So just slowly pick up the plates. Okay, let's put the slowly looking for one more of those. So far, how's the build quality for me? It's average. It's do I really want to see this done? I just want to get it out of here. So, and see, we're doing the same thing we're doing what we did the last time. So this one, this build now has reached that threshold where it is starting to, well, get repetitive. So yes, I told you I'll let you know, and that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I'm going to let you know, and it's starting to, well, get annoying. So that could be worse. I could be lying to you, but I'm not going to lie to you. And honestly, guys and gals, you deserve better than that. Okay. So let's start making a line, an assembly line here. Alright, this is not a dual one, but a single one. Alright, now we got to start putting together all the little windows. So bag 3 is the same thing as bag 2. That's pretty much what it is. It's the same thing. So if it's, I mean, it is what it is. And complaining is not going to make it go away. Sometimes it feels like it does, but it's not. I'm trying to pick up all these parts. There goes my neighbor's AC unit again. I may have to go there and talk to him like, dude, you need to fix it. That's new, Jay. It's already been fixed. Well, whoever put it in didn't obviously balance it right. I had mine fixed and replaced. It didn't do that, but yeah. Of course, that was a long time ago too. Okay, I'm gonna mush all these down. Take one of these and just tap them. Then you can fill them with your finger. Make sure everything's flat, and then the plates and then the tile. Now, I know there's some out there who build micro-scaled. If you're one of those that builds micro-scaled, I really tip my hat off to you for this type of stuff. And two, this would probably be a really good build for a micro-scale builder. And I'm sure there's some out there in the community. I don't think I've really have ever sat down and talked with a micro builder before. But all right. These just sit in there, so they may end up being a little crooked. Hopefully we're going to support that up. I can't imagine it being flimsy. Well, the bottom level is obviously like that, so I guess it is. Okay, so, alright. Note, we got to put another 20 studs on there. So this time I saw that step was hiding, but I caught it. It was trying to hide from me, but there it is. Now there's no other faster way of doing this. I got two hands, but you know, see. Matter of fact, as you're watching this now, I'm trying to finish up the Aston Martin vehicle. Like, I'm trying to get it prepared to be released on YouTube. And I just, well, kind of just sat around and did nothing. Sometimes you need a break from things, and this set here was, it was just like, Jay, get me done now so you can do some fun, so you can do the fun one. Okay. So far we're done with that. No more studs. It's a small set, but it takes a long time. If you've ever built one of those micro-scaled Minecraft sets, yeah, that's exactly what this kind of reminds me of. And honestly, I had a few of those, and they were boring. I kid you not. It was something like I just did not want to put together. Honestly, this would look like a nice little nightlight if you put some lights inside there. And we got to build some more of the window stuff, so here we go. We're going to need that. And then we're going to start doing this real quick. Now I'm just slapping these on quick and dirty right now, and then we're going to straighten them out a little later here. Now, this set did not come with a brick separator, so if you mess up and you do not have a brick separator, you are going to be in deep doo-doo. Lego should have, you know what, and Lego I think is starting to skimp out on some things. Just going to say it as it is like that, because something like this, especially micro-scaled, it should have had a brick separator included. Because, I mean, not everybody's going to have a big giant bin full of them. I know I do, because I've been collecting them for a long time, but some people don't. Alright. And we got to build one more. You could have just told us to build two of those, would have been nice. Instead of like, oh, just work on another page and then we're going to torment you a bit more here, so you can bellyache a little bit more through the build. Alright. And it goes here. Alright, let me take a look at the box. So we only got 2 stories here, and that's it. And yeah, this is getting to be repetitive. Now it's getting to the point of it's reached a 7 because it's you know, it's not because of autism or anything like that. I'm just literally getting bored with it already. This is honestly not the most exciting build in the world. I mean, I know the friend sets, you know, a lot of people despise those, but they're fun to put together. This is not really my thing. I think I'd rather be at the dentist office than do this. Yeah, my old dentist cracks me up sometimes. They'll cancel my appointment and reschedule. And I'm like, you know, I never do that with clients. It's very unprofessional, you know, to do that, especially when somebody's paying you for a project. And then later on, they, oh, we'll do it next week, or we'll do it in 2 weeks. And you're like, you know, I do have a life other than doing work every day. Oh, these were actually plates, not tiles. Yeah, but I had one guy, he's like canceled his appointment in like 3 days. Oh yeah, I'm taking my family out on a vacation. I'm like, cool. I said, you know, sir, I'm gonna let this slide one time. Oh, I didn't know you had a grace period for this. Like I told him, I said, I'll let it slide one time, but don't keep canceling. He goes, oh, is there repercussions? I said, yeah, I'll bill you. Like, you know, I mean, I don't. If you're gonna set a schedule with me, yeah, I'll just keep it because you're taking away from somebody else. You know, if somebody needs something done, that's just wasting my time. There we go. Got one more of these things left to do. Yeah, now I'm getting to the point now where it's like, okay, I want to hurry up and just get this done because it's starting to get dry. It's a dry build. Maybe for somebody who likes micro builds, this probably would be a really good set, but if you're a minifig scale builder, this would be very boring. Very boring. I mean, like, all I've been doing is putting together little 1x1s. I mean, it's just belly aching all the way through it. Well, we're getting close. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it done and get it out of here. When I was doing the Speed Champion, something I'd never done before, I walked by them in the store, and they were really good builds. I mean, they were interesting builds. They kept my interest. That's like something I normally would never get unless Lego provided it to me, and I was like, wow, okay, this is really good. These were nice builds. Color scheme not so much, but they were interesting. That's the last of that stuff. Now we get to some normal size parts. You know, those were really pleasant builds. And then you get to something like this, you're like, I just want to hurry up and get it done. And that's sad, but that's how it is. Alright. Oh, you know what? Well, I don't have a brick separator close by. Maybe we'll leave the brick separator out since well, hold on. Oh, that's a 1x2 we're supposed to put in there. Matter of fact, just put that corner plate there and a 1x2 there, but I don't even have a 1x2. Seriously? Alright, wasn't on the floor, so I had to grab one out of my collection. If it doesn't show up by the end of the build, then yeah. So, don't want to jump to conclusions just yet, though. Jay, they tried so hard, yeah. Okay. And so looks like we're putting in some of the railings here. Yeah, after a while, you know, when you get to be older, your hands start hurting a little bit more. And when I build my own stuff, I try to avoid using little pieces like this. Okay, we're done with that. And now we're building something a little different here. And we're missing another piece. So you got to be in the last bin. When I was going through them, I could have mixed them up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I got to go get one. Hold on. Okay, so usually that never really happens, missing two pieces that close together. So something in here probably got a little screwy. So what does that really mean? It's probably either in the last bin that I'm staring at over there, bin number 4. And if those don't show up, then yeah, I'll have to drop it down further. No, Jay, don't do that. Yeah, I have to, but we'll see. We can't judge until we know, because that could have been my mistake. Oh, and we're only supposed to build one of these, so never mind, we don't need that piece. I was looking, I thought it said 2, it was 2 of those. So no, we're still missing the one, my bad. Maybe it's those late nights again, and no, I don't, I don't drink coffee, so I don't need coffee to do this. Alright. It's just starting to get boring and I want to get it done. Alright, so it goes here in the front here. Just, well, the build experience is slowly dropping. It's boring and flaky. Yay. It was starting off okay, and yeah, make sure you hold on these 2 top pieces. Don't press in the middle, because yeah, it'll just cave on in on you. Alright. Well, at least it's big stuff now we can put in there. We can manage this. I wonder what the designers are thinking when they build stuff. When I build things, when I build stuff, my own mocks and tutorials and stuff, it's stuff that comes into mind, and there it is. So we weren't missing that piece after all. So okay, we'll bring it back up to a, what was it, a 7, then we dropped it down to a 6. We'll bring it back up to a 7 again. That was my bad. But this is kind of a... Alright, well, that's done. Now we got to do a little sub-step here. There may be more things to this, we don't know yet. There may be a hidden room, or could be a ghost that comes out of here, could be a skeleton stored somewhere in a closet. We don't know yet. We haven't finished building it. My hands are already getting tired just by placing 1x's on everything. Now I'm just rushing that on there right now. We're going to smooth it out later. The reason being is it's all 1x's. So yeah, this is all just columns at this point. It's this is nothing I would brag about. This is a set that I would just be like, get it done, stop the belly ache and just get it done, and just be happy that you can do what you want. Okay. The reason why I'm not putting all that on there yet, because I want to get all this locked in, then we're going to mash it down on the table and just kind of flatten it out. Now we can start flattening things out, because the next step is going to require us to put furniture in there. So now, if you don't have bricks that you can really do this, you may have to get a brick separator or a 1x. See, not everybody's going to have a tub of brick separators on hand. So just take the side of the brick separator and, well, maybe we can go like this. And this is really not a, it's just small pieces at this point. This must be the attic or something in here. Looks like we got ourselves some little boxes or something. Or it could be a shrine, we have no clue. I've been thinking about doing that in my manuals, just kind of writing things out, but my manuals, I try to keep them language free. So you could be, it doesn't matter what language you speak, you can easily still follow along. Because if I do, I'd have to introduce different languages and have to get somebody who would translate some of them for me. Like French and English I could write up, and some Spanish and a little Japanese, but other than that though, I would have to translate most of it. Okay, I think there's supposed to be the rails that go on that next. Yeah, that's exactly what goes in there. Okay, let's put those in there. And you want to make sure you keep these right up against that edge there. Okay, now we gotta put some stickers on some stuff. Okay, and yes, there's still more 1x2s we gotta deface. I got billions of brown tiles, but about the straightest one I put on there so far. Which one did I just do? 4? I don't even know. Okay, this is 4. It goes here. And 2 goes on the other side. Well, it's a tad bit crooked, but I don't care really. A lot of these things could be used for a lot of the minifig scaled stuff, though. I mean, like these candlestick holders and stuff like that. This is a nice little candlestick holder. I could see this being used in a medieval castle, this right here. I'll show you here in a second. This right here. Just imagine it hanging off your brick castle wall, instead of in something as, to put it friendly, tiny. Probably thought I was going to say a bad word. All you do, Jay, is complain. Yep, it's my job to do that. So you don't have to waste your money on this. I mean, after we get those in there, and oh, wait a minute, it's this and this, and just think I got bag 4 left to do. But I think I'm going to get up and move around before we tackle that, because it's yeah, it's getting kind of, this is getting kind of dry. Okay, those fit upside down. So you put those in, you're going to attempt to put them normal, and you want to put this little tube inside of here, and they'll fit in. Okay, and it just snaps in here. Okay, we have a bunch of little parts left, but I got everything in there. And then it just snaps in here. Now obviously this is not meant to be played with. Okay, it does stick out all the way. It's like, man, this sticks out pretty far, but no, that's... At least we don't have to do any more stickers. And we got a bunch. I mean, tons of small stuff here. It's just unique stuff. Okay. Let's see how bad bag 4 is before I take a recess. Is it big or small stuff? Alright, that's my cue to take a breather. We'll come back. Okay, now let's continue on. I had to cool down from this, wake myself up a bit. Matter of fact, I sat down and watched a few videos and was hoping the set would be done, but well, it's not. Let's get it done real quick, and I just want to hurry up, and this is one of those ones that I just want to hurry up and get done here. So we got to go through the abundance of 1x pieces, 1x1 bricks, 1x1 plates. Yeah, it's this is not your friendly, very colorful build. This, I mean, I'd rather put a mosaic together than this. And of course, I haven't done mosaics in forever, but well, I haven't found another one of these. I've been finding everything else in here. I'm not sure of the piece count. I would have known this. I'd have split it up into 2s, but sometimes when you're doing these type of sets, you just don't know, and Lego is so kind, they don't ever give you any information anymore on this, so you're just kind of working blind. I mean, yeah, it's how it is. I'm kind of having a hard time finding where that piece is. I'm trying to find that one there. Oh, I think I know where it goes now. It's right here. It's kind of buried in there. So you got to have very small hands to get these parts in. So this should have been 18 and up here. And you know, like I said, very seldomly you'll ever hear me saying I want to hurry up and get this done. Well, this is one of those instances here. As a matter of fact, this is the only big brick you get, is one 1x8 brick. And that's all you get. And I try not to be so negative on some of these sets, but there are just sometimes you just have to be like, I don't want to be one of those that just says this is the best set in the whole wide world. You know, you've seen some YouTubers where they'll have those shocked look on their face, like they'll sit there and they'll look at the step like, or the set, they have their mouth wide open like, oh, wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And when I got this and opened up the box, you know, one set I was like, wow, this looks pretty cool. And this one I saw and I was like, Well, my smile turned into a frown real quick. So, I'm not much of a micro scale builder, and now you know why. Because you're spending more time going through little pieces. Like I said, when I do the review, I don't sugarcoat these. I don't hide and say this is the best thing. I don't, well, I'm going to keep it family friendly, but I don't suck up to other people or make this sound better than it is. Like, I'm spending more time fumbling through little pieces. It's not like big bricks. It's not like, you know, this is one of those ones that I just want to hurry up and get out of here and move on to something fun. Because what am I doing right now? I mean, this is all bag 4. When we unbagged it, there were several bag 4s, but nothing was really grouped. So you really don't even know what you're looking at here. And so right now I'm trying to separate pieces as I'm looking for another one of these corner pieces. Hey, isn't that fun? I mean, if you're watching this, feel free to fast forward through the belly aching and stuff, but this is probably not going to be very friendly. I've seen some other people, they would get in the really big sets, stuff that I could that would just be so enjoyable to build. And then when, because you don't know what you're getting half the time. And then you get stuff like this that's like, why? At least one thing though, my reviews are honest. It's a surprise. But it's, how do I put this kindly? This is, it's a micro build. It's not something you could really play with, so it's going to be boring. And I'm trying to make this as nice as possible, but sometimes niceness doesn't help. See, I'm just too busy going through nothing but white pieces. Finding this. Yep. So, if I'm going to be honest with you, if you have a day to kill, this would be a really good, excellent set. But I could be working on a mock right now instead of, well, I can't really say that on YouTube. So I'll leave it up to your imagination what I'm thinking. Like, I'm already getting frustrated. That's why, like I said, I don't do micro builds. I stay away from them. I just don't do them. Minifig scales are always fun, because minifig scale, you got to work with the figures and getting the figures to fit. This, well, I'm going to be honest with you, is a waste of time. I mean, so when I do the review, I may just do it real quick after all this, because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. There's really no features. I'm just going to be like, hey, if you're into micro builds, this is a gold mine, but you're going to be spending a lot of time sorting for parts, because you're going to be putting together lots of little pieces, and like I said, I'm known to not sugarcoat it. Okay, well, it took me a while to get that done. Here I said I was going to blast right through this, and well, that's anything but that. Alright, see, sometimes they're jumping way through too many steps. I'm having a hard time, mainly because I just want to hurry up and get this turd done. Jay, why do you accept this stuff? Well, see, when they offer you a set, okay, you don't know what you're getting. It's very minimal. So it's like a surprise. And sometimes you'll get a really good set to build. We got to keep that ingot over there. And then sometimes you'll get this, and you're like, why? I wish they'd have more classification, because, like I said, I'm not into micro scaled. And see, I made a mistake. No brick separator too. So yeah, this is probably no brick separator, stuff like that. I mean, and I put the wrong piece in. I'm going to have to use a brick separator now. Yep, and it's already brittling apart. Yeah, I'm going to say that this set is a flat 5, maybe a 4, because it's just boring. I'm getting frustrated, and it's just, you can't play with this. This is not playable at all. This is just meant something. This is just meant to be a shelf hog. I mean, it's got some interesting pieces, but most of the stuff I already have tons in my inventory. Yeah, I'd rather be at the dentist than doing this. Oh, great. Look, we got to build 4 more of those. Yeah. Yeah, this set's a 4 maximum now. It's not even worth it. It's just, let's just get it done and move on. When I first started the build, it looked somewhat interesting, and it just started going downhill to the point of, yeah, this. Sometimes you'll get a set that's fun. And right now I'm looking at another set that they sent me, and that looks really fun. It's somewhat of a simple build, but it's anything but this, where it's just nothing but 1x1s. In fact, I may even tell the ambassador thing and be like, you know what, you guys need to have it where we can filter, like, okay, I'm interested in like the Disney sets, but not this micro build stuff. Because it just doesn't fit me. Although at least it's a theme that I don't normally do. So you're getting it from a mock builder's point of view of how dry this is dry. This is a very dry build. So yeah, I will do the review and compile my notes and do the review on it and just be like, it's not what you think it is. It's not really fun. It's not this is not really a fun build for me. When somebody had said, "Oh, you're going to probably get the haunted house," I was like, or the haunted mansion, I was like, wow, that sounds awesome. I was expecting something with lots of detail, lots of heavy interior detail, where the build is very enjoyable. The minifigure looks cool, but that's all I can say. I can't say that this is really this is very repetitive. It's honestly, I've lost interest in it now. At this point, I just have to get it done. I know some people say I messed up. Now I got to put this all on here. Some people say I bitch too much. Well, now you know why. Yeah, I know some guys got the roller coaster, and some guys got a few of the big stuff like the trains, and that's like, cool, I could see myself doing those. Those would be great part exploration videos. And you get something, that's long, dry, and boring. I mean, it's just not fun. I mean, there's some good building techniques in here if you're into micro scale, but I'm more into minifigure scaled, and this is not quite what I may have to refine my search when I go back onto the ambassador thing and be like, you know what, no more Disney sets, because these are not fun at all, and I bet there's more. I mean, yeah, I do complain a lot from time to time. Like I was doing the car sets, the Speed Champion, something I would walk right past in the store and never knew about the build on those. And they were really enjoyable builds. There was nothing wrong with them, except for one of them had a lot of stickers. But it wasn't boring. It was a very enjoyable build. It was a very good build experience. This is boring. It's a very boring experience. And I'm just trying to rush and get it done so I can do the review, fix up, and go to bed. I know Lego will probably not like that too much, me saying this is boring, but it's like some of my builds, like some of my tutorials. Some of my fancy these kind of drag out, and when I watch my own tutorials, I'm like, yes. So that's why now I take more of a proactive approach and start, making the tutorials a bit shorter for you, so you don't have to, like when I notice, fans would say, hey, this is fine, but I don't want to sit there and watch you tile a floor. Can you speed build through that? And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Now I learned how to do it. Wasn't too bad. I just learned, and then I started speed building through things, and a lot of people were happy about that. It was like, yeah, this is more like it and stuff. So I started doing the speed builds just to fast forward through some of the stuff that builders just didn't want to see. So that was fine. I mean, at least they were honest with me, and I changed things up a bit, and everyone's happy. I mean, it's always about constructive criticism, because it's going to make you a better builder. And when you get building sets like this, that you're like, I just got to hurry up and get it done. You should never have to feel this way when you're building a set. It should be a very enjoyable experience, but when this is just a shelf hog. It's like those model cars. They're the Speed Champions. They're shelf hogs, but they were enjoyable. So the part exploration was boring, and the build is boring. I mean, well, to me anyways. I mean, I got to do 2 of these now. It's just repetitive. So for me, how do you think the review is going to be? Boring, So I'm going to try to spice it up with something. I'm just going to throw it on the turntable with the minifigure, and I don't know his name. Actually, at this point, I don't care. I really don't care what his name is at this point. I just want it out of here. Like I said, some don't like that. That's on them. But for me, though, I just, this is not really, because my hands are getting tired of just putting together 1x1 plates. That's all I've been doing. And that's when I said, well, we'll go through it. Like when I did the first 4 of these, I'm like, okay, this is not too bad. It depends. I thought, well, okay, the second floor is done. We should be done with this. No, I'm on the 3rd floor. And even on the manual, it doesn't really show it, except for maybe those. I thought that was something else. No, it's, very boring and dry build. You can't have nothing but winners. It wouldn't make the reviews fair. So when I review this, it will not be a very, first off, I keep the reviews constructive. I'm not going to say it's a POS, because to another builder, this may be something that, a builder could use. Now I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to flatten this out. I'm trying to find something that's flat in here. I don't have another brick. I'll just have to use a plate or something. I put off a project for this. I mean, I could have been working on the campground. Nope, I'm doing this. And my hands are getting sore. So if you have arthritis in your hands, don't waste your time. I'm doing it for you. So unless you really just want to experience this, I'm saving you the trouble. Unless you're into micro builds. Like I said before, though, if you're into micro builds, this is would be a really good set. But for me, this is, in all fairness, though, it's just not a fit. It's not a good fit for me. It's just not a good fit. Sometimes it's like going in and getting a new hairstyle. Getting a new haircut, you'll find I had to go through several haircuts to find one that fits me, and I probably tried about maybe close to 500 in my whole life, and it's always the short here that does it. So just have to try everything out. You never know. Like, I know not to buy this. I will never buy a micro build. I had the Minecraft builds, but they were not fun at all. And yeah, I will not. Hopefully, they will not send me another micro build again, because I know that sounds ungrateful, and my apologies, but I'm just not a micro build person. Like, I spent more time on this than I would on one of my travel trailers doing the tutorial. I kid you not. Well, Jay, why don't you just stop? Well, no, I gotta get it done. I'm not a quitter. I just want to get it done so we can do the fun stuff next. Alrighty. Alright. So we're almost done here. We got to do the roof. No, we got to do more small stuff. It's not as small, but you can see I still have a good chunk of small stuff here on the left. And yeah, this is going to be one of those sets that's going to drag out. It's like doing those car sets. Those builds went so fast because it was fun. I mean, those were really fun builds. Really relaxing. This is not relaxing to me at all. This is just nothing but small pieces. Okay, finally something big that I can grab onto here. Yeah, finally putting big stuff on here. Watch, I put it all together and it just falls apart. And we're not even close to being done yet. I mean, look at all that. I mean, yeah, we're not even... Oh, 4 more things. Yeah. I think those are the pillars that go in the front. At least it's not more windows, but... Some use these columns for around their windows too, which is pretty cool. But I haven't really dabbled with that yet. I really want to get into modular building too, like modular building, you know, like a modular set, but make my own. I got a couple of ideas. It's not that I don't have the parts to make one, it's just lack of time. Well, one of them being this, and two, I just got other life activities that have been taking up my spare time lately, and that's just how it is. So hopefully I'll gather some time this summer. So yeah, I've even been approached for leaks, you know, about leaking stuff, and I'm like, I don't do that stuff. You're on the wrong channel. Yeah, well, that's how you get the views. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You're wasting your time, and this is something kind of fruity here. They want you to stick these in here. I don't know how that's going to work because I got to stick these inside there and hope they line up. They should have put these on here first. So we'll see how well that goes. Well, there it is. I was going to say, did we lose that? At this point, I don't really care. Well, yeah, it looks like it's going in okay. Just have to line it all up. And we're actually putting more little pieces on. Cool. Well, this whole thing's little. What am I saying here? all little. Little. In fact, it's after 3 o'clock now, and I want to brush my teeth and get ready for bed. I thought I can get this done in an hour, and well, it's just the boringness of it. It's making it long. Can't wait to do the fun one. That's the one I really want to. When I saw this on the box, when I opened up the carton, I looked at that and my smile turned into a frown real quick. I thought, well, I'm going to have to review it. They won't let me send it back, so I'm going to have to get it done. All right. Why they included a minifigure with this is beyond me. Oh, I gotta put these other ones over here. I'm really surprised they don't make one of these yet. Yeah, so the review on this is going to be very, very quick. Obviously, there's really no interior except for the back side. Other than that, it's just doesn't look anything like the Haunted Mansion. Just like some random house on Haunted Hill. Gotta make 2 of these and shove them in there. We should have just plated that up very slowly instead of doing this. And those 2x2 plates are a bitch to separate when you're taking this apart. And I'm using that word in a different context, so. See, I'm struggling. My hands are just too big. And we're not even close. Look at that. We still got a long ways to go. Save the best for last. I mean, could I use any of these pieces for my own stuff? Yeah, sure I could, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get that campground done by the end of July. If not, it'll be August. I have plenty of tutorials. See, when the pandemic hit and I was strictly hardcore working from home, I had a bunch of that free time. You know, when you're not commuting and stuff like that, you have so much free time. I mean, literally, you just have gobs of free time. And just commuting just like that would be better. You know, if you cut that out, you would actually have a lot of free time and to do other activities. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. You know, like I just did a bunch of tutorials and mocks. I just kind of drafted out some ideas. Like I have 2 new house builds that I want to just build. Okay, and I can't do it right now, mainly just due to work. And now I'm in the ambassador program. That's I'm doing more reviews than I've ever done in my life. Great inspiration for building, but I really want to get into my own personal stuff, so I may I really want to just get into my own creations here. I'm going to go ahead and start work. I'm going to work on steps 111 and 112 simultaneously. See, my hands are already getting tired just putting all these in here. This is not friendly for your hands, especially these things that are just literally digging into your fingertips. Yeah, yeah, this is not something I want to. I would. I'm going to be honest. If you're not into micro builds, just don't buy it. Lego doesn't like us doing that, but I'm being constructive on it. Like I said, it's great for micro builders, but I'm a minifig scale builder, and I really don't care for this. So how am I going to do the review on it? So y'all know I do the first impressions, and I said this doesn't look good. You know, don't judge the box. You know, that's how you do things. Just don't judge the box. Well, there was that one instance where I was like, well, maybe I should have judged the box. And then that's it. And let me get a brick separator, and we're going to straighten these up here. You know, I'm always a person that likes to try new things out and see how well it turns out. Will this be a good one? Is this going to be a winner? You know, is it going to keep my interest? And at the beginning, like I said at the beginning, it did keep my interest. So I'm not going to lie there. It was fun until the fingertips start getting raw. There we go. And okay, well, we can put some jumper plates. Make sure we do this right because I want to get it out of here quick. In fact, they have pictures of the haunted house there. I don't think I could show you those, just to respect the... Wow. The Haunted Mansion. I don't know where they got this one from. I don't know if it's from... It's not any Haunted Mansion I've ever remembered. I can just do that. Just slop them on there real quick. Just slap it together and then we'll straighten them all up. You know, this light is kind of bad over here. I need to get more of a light that's in two different directions. Of course, the viewfinder doesn't really serve justice either. So these must be little chimneys here, little chimney stacks. So the build started out fun. Just try it up real quick. Not a lot of pieces left. Oh great, a sub-step. Cool. Not. Now you should never feel like this about a set. It should be fun to put it together from start to finish. A set that I normally would never buy was fun, and when I heard about the Haunted Mansion I was like expecting something detailed, not this. Anything but this. Yeah. So I'd say this is about a 4 out of 10. It's just not a very pleasant build. I mean, literally my fingertips are going raw right now. You know, the last time I was at Disneyland, some of you are going to freak out, but the last time I was in Disneyland was back in 1986. I think it was right after I turned, I don't know how old I was, but no, it wasn't, probably 10 or so, I don't know. And it was fun, and now it's like I try to get family wanting to go, and I said let's go to Disneyland, and, oh, it's expensive, it's getting pricey. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's better than sitting around at home. I even said I'll pay, because I don't mind taking the family out, but their thing was, nope, not my cup of tea. That's what I was like, well, okay, we are staying at home all summer. And I believe that this is it. And yeah. Maybe that's Walt Disney. We don't know who he is. Or the caretaker of the mansion. Well, that nonsense is done. And So you at least get 2 ski poles out of this. And this is pretty much what you get here for bag 4. And yes, still pieces in there, huh? Okay, final assessment. No brick separator. Here's your figure. He just stands here. Let me just do this. And if you look at his face, I need to give him a little bit of a tilt there. He looks kind of sad. I mean, I would too. I mean, putting this together, I mean, this was not really fun at all for me. And this is what it is. And I don't know what the piece count is. I don't know if Lego's starting to hide that or what. But this is what you get for about an hour and a half worth of build. And just by looking at it real quick, it's just a display piece with some stuff for the interior. Okay. To me, it was just, I've got to finger all that straight. I mean, it was a very dry, boring build. Does it have a lot of detail? Well, after it's done, yes it does, but it's not playable. This is just meant to be as a shelf hog, but yeah, well, I'll have to do the actual review and report my findings to my main channel.